All right. Good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us for our live webinar with Marsha Lynn Hudson of Hudson Enterprises and Consulting. Today, we will be focusing on the 4 success principles of clarity, content, connections, and closing, which will empower you to shift your mindset and transform your business. So before we get started, and as others are starting to join, I want to take a minute and run through some of the tips that will make this session run a little more smoothly for you and will help get the most out of your time with us today. But first, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Lindsay Young. I'm the Center Director for the UHV Small Business Development Center, and I'm going to be managing and moderating today's event from behind the scenes. So I am introducing Marsha Lynn today. I am letting people in. I'm going to check the Q&A, so I'm going to be a very busy lady today. This webinar is being recorded, and you will receive a link of the recording as well as a copy of the slides that are going to be presented today. So don't worry, you don't have to bring your phone out and take a quick screenshot of anything. You'll get those tomorrow. So please use the Q&A section of your questions versus the chat. That way I can be sure that each question is seen and answered at the end of today's presentation. The Q&A button should be at the top of your screen. You'll find that as an attendee, your mics are muted and your webcams are turned off, and this is to prevent lagging on your end and on our end as well. So we encourage as much interaction in the chat as it can handle. So go ahead and use the chat section to introduce yourself, share where you're joining from today. I know we have folks from all over, which is super exciting. And lastly, if you're having any audio issues, check your speakers, check your audio settings, which can be found at the top of your screen. And know that your internet connection can affect the sound quality and the speed of the audio. So real quick, I want to jump in a little bit about our SBDC program. Our network of SBDCs are committed to supporting and empowering entrepreneurs. Our goal is really simple. We are here to provide you with the training and the mentoring and the resources you need in order to start and grow your successful business. We're funded in part by the state of Texas and the SBA to provide small business support to our community. We're also considered a resource partner of the SBA, but we are completely separate from the SBA. The org chart that you see on your screen outlines the Texas Southwest SBDC network that our center is a part of. And each university that you see at the bottom or community college hosts a small business development center that covers a number of counties in that particular region. Center covers 11 counties in South Texas and is hosted by the University of Houston-Victoria. And as you can see on your screen, our network, which is in blue, spans from El Paso to the Gulf Coast and all the way down to the border. We have quite the spread in Texas. And if you are located outside of our service area, you'll see a QR code at the top of your screen. If you want to scan that, it will take you directly to America's SBDC, where you can enter your zip code and find a local center that can assist you with your small business needs. With about 1,000 centers nationwide, you are truly never far from an SBDC. So our services are no cost to you. They are 100% confidential and 150% client driven. We are here to service you. And that is from startup to expansions to transition. Our business advisors are available to help you for the life cycle of your business. We encourage you to take full advantage of the ongoing services from our SBDC and others within our network. Our advisors can provide personalized, confidential advice to help you develop a strong business plan, find funding, gain the skills and knowledge that you need to achieve your goals. We kind of run the whole gamut of all things small business. In addition to the one-on-one advising services and training opportunities, we have access to several specialty resource centers, which you'll see on your screen. Access to these centers and advisors are also at no cost to you as a client of ours. But keep in mind, our business advisors don't provide legal advice. They don't provide tax advice. We leave all of that information to our lawyer and CPA friends. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our amazing speaker today. You know her, you love her. If you were in our recent Women Entrepreneur event, you were empowered by her, Marsha Lynn Hudson. She frequently presents for SBDC and the Gulf Coast and North Texas networks. She empowers entrepreneurs and small business owners to increase their impact and income with online marketing and strong leadership skills. Since 2015, she has helped hundreds of female entrepreneurs and business owners pursue their passion and goals. She believes that we create the life we want to live. Turning dreams into reality is exactly the message she shares in her book that is coming this fall, Crushing Barriers, Succeeding in Life and Business, Turn Your Dreams into Reality. She is a former professor of writing for 22 years at Wharton County Junior College, brand and marketing strategist and leadership development trainer for UHSB DC since 2015. She is a speaker, a trainer, a coach, a content creator, an author, a podcaster, a YouTuber, and she is at marshalynhudson.com. So that is my last slide. So what we are going to do is I am going to stop sharing my screen. Oh, and lastly, I'm sorry, the QR code that you see on your screen will take you directly to marshalynhudson.com. So I am going to stop sharing my screen. I am going to go behind the scenes, turn off my camera, monitor the chat, monitor the Q&A. So let's get going here. All right, I'm stopping my presentation. And so, Marsha, you should be able to share your screen.
Okay. All right. Can you see it, Lindsay?
No, ma'am. Let's see.
Okay. Share. Okay. Can you see it?
No, I cannot. I
It's
can.
doing the same thing we did when we were practicing.
Earlier. So y'all, earlier
Sure.
we tried to outsmart Teams and be smarter than it, and it showed us. So.
And a good thing you do have I
do.
My slide.
I am pulling it up right now.
Yeah, you
Not
may
to
have
worry.
to. Yeah, I'll pull this down.
Okay.
But I do want to, while Lindsay is pulling up the slide, I do want to thank all of you for coming today. And we do have a great lineup for you. So once we get past our technology issues, we have a good, so I hope you had that pen and paper. But I want to thank Lindsay, and I definitely want to thank the UHB SBDC for having me today and allowing me to bring to you awesome entrepreneurs, allowing you to bring this presentation today. So I am excited. We're going to jump right in because I see it. Okay. So today we're going to talk about build a profitable brand and an online business. And yes, I am Marsha Lynn Hudson. You can find out a lot about me, but today is not about me. Today is about you and your business. So next slide, please. Okay, so I always like to say your goal today is to help, my goal for you is to help you achieve yours. And you're giving us about an hour of your time. I know you're busy, you have a lot to do, and I want to thank you for that. So I hope that you tune in, and you can take screenshots. I know Lindsay said you're going to get that replay, but you can feel free to take screenshots too. But I want you to stay with me because I got a lot for you. So what if you walk away from this 60-minute training with one idea to take your business to the next level? Think about that for a second. Whenever I either give a Zoom or I'm attending a Zoom, and I always ask myself, what if I walk away from this session with one idea to take my business to the next level? Well, I will tell you this, you're going to get more than one idea. It's going to take your business to the next level for the rest of this year and into the next one. Next slide, please. So I am Marshalyn Hudson, and Lindsay did say a lot of things about me, but I do have a team. I don't do all of those things on my own. And I have managed to get a simple schedule for the things that I do. So, yes, I am Marshalyn Hudson. I had to brand my full name because it was another Marsha Hudson doing what I do. I am the founder of the Women's Empowerment Society. So, if some of you are on here, I do work with awesome men too, but mainly I work with women, female entrepreneurs, and that's launching in January. So, if you're interested in getting on the wait list the Women's Empowerment Society, you can go to my site and get on the wait list. I am a brand and marketing strategist. I love it. Love teaching branding and marketing and also leadership development. And as Lindsay was saying, basically, I help you to build your brand and I help you to grow your business and get revenue streams coming in to increase your impact and income. And I worked at Warren County Junior College here in Sugar Land for 22 years. I retired in December, and now I'm doing my business full time, and I'm loving being an education consultant, a brand strategist. And my book did come out. It came out about 2 weeks ago, Lindsay, Crushing Barriers, Succeeding in Life and Business. It is on Amazon. I'm very excited. I'm working on my next one, but we're moving forward in this next year. Next slide, please. So here's today's agenda. So get that pen and paper. You know, I'm a professor, I'm a teacher by nature, so I got to have you taking some notes. Stay to the end because I got some freebies for you. Today, I want you to learn what is a brand. Sometimes we don't know what a brand is, and that's okay. And we mix it up with marketing, but I want to talk about that and how to develop your transformation statement because people pay for results, okay? They pay for the transformation. We want to talk about those 4 C's that takes you on the path to profits. Clarify, create, connect, and close. And sometimes I call it convert. I also want to give you some tips on content pillars. What kind of content do you put online to build your brand and attract your ideal client, not just followers, right? We want our ideal client. And lastly, how do you convert or how do you close your brand online to increase your impact? Because when you increase your impact, you actually increase your income. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Great. So branding should be ongoing. And when I'm working with clients, and I work with a lot of clients, it's like Linda said, I have worked with hundreds of clients one-on-one. And I always teach them that branding never stops. As long as you have your business, branding never stops. It's ongoing. And that's what's going to help you grow your business. You may be here today because you're starting a business, and that is so exciting. We all started from scratch. I started from scratch, from ground zero. You may be here because you have a business and you're like, okay, nothing's been happening. And we're going to talk about that. Or you may be doing well, but you want to scale your business. So branding is for all 3 of those, for whether you're starting your business, whether you have a business that's not moving fast enough, or whether you are making money, but now you're ready to move to the next level. Everything is your brand. Jeff Bezos, you know, the owner of Amazon, said your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And get this, when you build your brand, you build your bank account. Okay. When you build your brand, you build your bank account. Next slide, please. So what is your brand, Marsha? What is that? So your brand is everything. It is your reputation. It is an experience. It is how people feel about you. It is what they perceive about your product or your services. It is the connection you make with people, because sometimes we think, I just want more followers. I want more followers. But you got to make connections with people. And I tell people, social media is not a one-way street. It's not just posting. Posting is not a marketing strategy. Okay, posting is not a brand strategy. You have to connect with people. A brand is more than a logo. I've been teaching social media and branding for 8 years now, since 2015. And I started from scratch, from nothing, zero. And you know, it used to be, oh, I need to get my logo, I need to get my colors. A brand is more than logo. People want to get to know you. Your logo is nice, but it's different now, and it is the foundation. Branding, and I'm so glad you're here. You took out this time to come to this today. Branding is the foundation of a successful business. It's not Facebook, it's not Instagram, it's not the algorithm, it's not social media. Branding is the foundation that a successful business is built upon. Next slide, please. So here's something to think about as we move into me teaching you what is branding. What's keeping you from your online marketing strategy? Okay, so you can kind of answer this question, or you put it in the chat if you want, and be sure and save your questions to the end. Put them in Q&A because we are going to answer your question. But what, and I always like to ask myself, Marsha, what's keeping you from doing something that you know is going to help your business? So, think about this on your own. Are you too busy? So I don't stay consistent. Maybe you're saying I'm too busy, so I don't stay consistent. I don't know what kind of content to post, or I'm stuck and I need focus. My ideas are all over the place. I definitely can relate to that. I don't know how to develop a strategy, or maybe you're thinking all of the above. Put it in the chat for us, okay? Because these things will keep us from having a successful business or having the success that we want for the new year. Okay, next slide, please. So there are two things that every business owner needs to be successful. Okay, if you want to build a profitable brand, you don't need a whole lot of equipment. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. You don't need to, it's like, oh, I need this, I need that. You don't need all of this software. You don't need all of this stuff. You just need this little thing right here on this picture. Okay, you just need this tool. This phone is a tool. You can build a profitable brand with this tool. So no more waiting till you get a whole lot of equipment or you got to buy. You don't need that anymore. And so the two things that you need is a winning mindset. Sometimes our mindset keeps us from growing, and a system. Okay, you need two things. You need a winning mindset and a system for branding. If you're consistent with that, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you're going to be in a much different place in your business, and you're going to start seeing momentum and success. I know I did. Two things. That's it. A winning mindset and a proven system that we're going to talk about today. Okay. Next slide, please. So this is how we start building a brand. I thought about this when I first started. I was like, okay, I need to build a brand. And and then when I started doing it and I started teaching it to my friends in my studio, and we were talking about how to do social media, how to build a brand, and it just kind of took off. And then I realized over the years, oh, building a brand means just giving solutions, getting rid of people's problems and coming up with their solutions. So you build a brand to whoever your audience is. All of you are on here. I'm sure you guys have different industries. I'm in the branding and marketing industry and leadership. I mainly work with female entrepreneurs. I do have some awesome men too that I'm working with, but I mainly work with people who want to build their brand, build a business, be successful. So I have to speak to those clients' problems. What are their problems? Well, Marsha, my problem is I'm trying to figure out what to do. I have to speak to their struggles. Well, Marsha, my struggle is I don't know what to do on social media. I'm struggling to have a schedule. I have to speak to their pain points, and they're like, man, I just don't know how to use LinkedIn. It's just, difficult. And I have to speak to their desires, and their desires are, I want to build a brand. I want to know how to do that. I want to build my business. I want to be able to have financial freedom one day. I want to have location freedom. I want to have leave a legacy. These are the desires. So I have to speak to desires, the pain points, the problems, and that is how I build my brand. And so over 30, 60, 90 days, a year, if I do that, I'm branded as a person who, oh, she can help me do A, B, and C. I need to work with her. That's how you build your brand. So your ideal client will say, he or she can work with me, can solve the problem I have. So I need her or his services and products. That's how you build a brand, and that's how you build a successful business. People don't buy your product. And you saw all of those accolades about me earlier. That's fine, but today is about you. People don't buy all of the stuff I am. So when you are trying to build your brand, sell the results, not the product. I have products. I have services. I have an ebook. I have courses. I have online courses. I have digital products. I have planners that I sell. I have products, but you don't sell the product. You sell the results. And that is how you will solve problems and become the solution person. That's the first step to starting to grow your brand. Next slide, please. Okay, so how do you build a brand and a profitable business? Well, you have to have a clear message. Okay, you can't confuse people. Donald Miller, he's the king. He says, when you confuse, you lose. You have to think about while you're there. You may be writing it down. You have your pen and paper. I hope you're kind of going along. You're working as we're doing this presentation. And so you might think, do I have a clear message? Do people know what I can do for them? Do people know what I offer? Do people know my services? Do they know what we do? Everybody has something, whether you're an organization like UHB, what's their message? Their message is they help entrepreneurs with business solutions. Okay, what's my message? I help entrepreneurs with branding and marketing and leadership skills. So you write down, what do I do to help people? So you got to have a clear message. This is what I do for you. Show up. Okay. Sometimes we're like, I don't want to be on video. Oh my goodness. But you got to show up to build a brand. If you don't want to be on video, you might want to think, how can I kind of get past that? Or what can I do to at least show up sometime? Because people do business with people they trust. You got to, you can be authentic when it comes to building a brand. It's so easy today. It's much easier than it was a few years ago, where we had to have all of this jargon and we had to have all of this business information and we had to have all of this stuff. But if you just show up and be authentic, that is enough to build a brand. Be you. You don't have to be somebody else. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else. Be authentic, be consistent. And I'll talk about a 3-day plan when I talk about being consistent. And I'm going to talk about that at the end. Give good content. That is huge when building your brand. When you show up on social media or email or blog, you want to give content that speaks to your ideal audience's problems, their challenges, their pain points, and their desires. And then you want to connect with your audience. These are ways to build a brand over time. And when I say connect with your audience, you message, you comment on their stuff, you build, you connect with your people, because you don't just post. And so now you have this sales funnel that goes down to where people have seen you, people know your message is clear, people see you're authentic, they can relate to you, you're showing up every week with this great content, you're connecting. That's the funnel. And now they're like, I need that person's product, or I need that person's service. And then they call you. Next slide, please. So these are the 4 C's that I like to call the path to profits. I have a program on my site, and it is free. It's called A Path to Profits. And I actually wrote an ebook on that, and that's free too. And the 4 C's that I discovered over the years, when I was teaching over and over and over, I was doing Zoom every day. I was like, I need to put this in a system. What am I doing every day to help people build a brand? And I came up with these 4 C's. I was like, oh, these are the 4 things that people need to build a brand. Just from working with hundreds of people over and over, I was teaching the same thing. So I realized it was clarity, create, connect, and convert or close. It's just those 4. We need a simple plan. And I tell my clients when I'm working with them, I say, you don't need to be on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok. Oh my goodness. You don't need all of that. You want to create your message, clarify your message so that you attract your ideal client. You want to create content that is valuable and helpful, not salesy. You want to connect and build relationships, and then you want to convert, close. You want to close and get people down that funnel to buy from you. These are the only 4. Take a screenshot or write it down. Okay, next slide, please. So clarify the first one. Answer these 4 questions. Say, well, Marsha, how do I clarify my message? Well, here are 4 questions to help you. Okay, what do you want to be known for in the marketplace? Okay, I hope you're writing it down. You might say, I want to be known for this. You don't want to try to do everything. Don't try to be everywhere. Don't try to be everything to everybody. I did that. That did not work. And I narrowed it down to brand and marketing strategist and leadership development trainer, two areas of expertise that I can actually train in. Well, I had like 5 or 6. And I'm like, this is overwhelming. And some people have one thing that they want to be known for. I was working with a client this week, and the client just wants to be known for as a life coach. I was working with another client. The client just wants to be known as a health and fitness coach. So what do you want to be known for in the marketplace? I was working with another lady. She wants to be known as a resiliency coach. I work with a lot of coaches. And then I work with people who want to be a leadership and they want to speak and be a speaker. What do you want to be known for in the marketplace? Okay, so if you have multiple talents, okay, let's go back. If you have multiple talents, you do not want to try to use all of your talents. Okay, you want to clarify, who do you want to serve? Right, we're talking about clarifying your message. Who do you want to serve? You might don't try to serve everyone. Okay, I have clients who serve women. I have a client who serves women over 40 who are getting into menopausal, that state. Okay, and I know about that state. What else does she works with? I have clients who only works with moms. I have clients who only work with lawyers or doctors. So who do you want to serve? And what results will they get? Well, when they get through working with me, this is what will happen. When they get through with my product, this is what will happen. We buy books. I buy lots of books. I'm a literature professor. I have lots of books. Well, I didn't buy the book just because it was cute or just because of the topic. The topic led me to buy the book because of the results that I would get from reading the book. Okay. So how do you get results for your people? People don't buy services or products. Remember that. They buy results. Next step. This is how you clarify your message. So now you need a brand transformation statement, or sometimes we call it a value proposition statement. And this is the formula. Okay, so the formula could be I or we, and the verb could be we help, or I help, or we assist, or we empower. And this is a statement that builds your brand. And in everything you do, your branding is surrounding this statement. Okay, it's called a transformation statement. You can Google it. You can Google transformation statement or a value proposition statement. You can Google it and get more information. But you want this statement to let people know this is what we do. We help, or we assist, or we empower, or I. And who is your audience? For me, my audience is entrepreneurs and businesses. And what results do they get? For me, they get, I teach them to build a strong brand. I teach them to develop leadership skills and create revenue streams that will bring in impact and income. How do you deliver these results? I deliver them through online. You see? So you put all of these things, what you do, who you do it for, what results they're going to get, and how you're going to deliver it. And that's your transformation statement. And you use that statement for your brand foundation. You put it on your website, you put it in your email, you put it on your LinkedIn, you put it in your Instagram, you put it in your blog, you put it in your email. Now you don't have to be all over the place. You put everything in. You don't have to be all over the place. You put everything surrounded around this one sentence. Next slide, please. Okay, so ask yourself, what does this post do for my audience? So when people say, well, Marsha, what do I post? Okay, you're saying I need to build a brand. I need to put information out there that's going to speak to my audience. What do I post on LinkedIn? What do I post on Facebook? What do I post on Instagram? What do I put in the email? Well, I always say this is how you know you have a good post or good content when you ask yourself this question: what is my post? What does this post do for my audience? And you have defined your audience, because we just talked about who is your audience, and I hope you're writing that down. Don't try to make everybody your audience. If your posts teach something, that's a good post. If your posts motivate or inspire your people, that's a good post. If my assistant posted for me today because I've been crazy busy. If you go to LinkedIn or Instagram, Marsha Lynn Hudson or whatever, you're going to see she posted today something that teaches something. She posted yesterday something that motivated. Does this post make people smile or laugh? Does this post enlighten them? Okay. This is how you know what to post. Now, I didn't say, does this post sell them something? Get to know, like, and trust me. Those kind of posts are behind the scenes. Let them know I see them. Let people know I see you. Comment on them. So this is how you know what kind of content to post to your social media. You could do like a Q&A. For instance, if you want to teach somebody something, you can say, what are 3 ways to build a brand and grow your business? And then you put the 3 ways. And it's all related to your industry. You see what I'm saying? Like the UHV, their audience is business owners, because they help you guys with business solutions. They help you with growing your business. So they would post something like, how can you have a successful business in 2024? And then their content would be based on what they know, because they know that that's what they do. This is the kind of content that builds brands. You might put a motivational quote on sometimes. You may put an inspirational saying that you found. You may put something funny sometimes. You may enlighten people with myths. These are the myths of online marketing. The myths of, let me enlighten you. The myths of online marketing is you have to be on every site. That is a myth. You have to be online every day, several times a day. That is a myth. Let me enlighten you. That is a myth. You can pick one social site or two social sites 3 days a week and build a successful brand. Okay. Next, so social media is a two-way street. How do you, we're good, Lindsay. Great. Thank you. Next slide. Now, create. Okay. First, we talked about the first C was clarify. The second C is create. Okay. Have an intention for everything you do. And I tell my clients, don't just post to Instagram just because it's Instagram. Don't just post to Instagram because you heard, oh, you need to be on Instagram. Don't just post on Facebook because you need to be, you think, oh, I need to be on Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. Facebook doesn't even let all your followers see anymore. They may let 5% of them see, but you have to have an intention for everything you do. And sometimes it's not just about getting clients or making money, which we do need to do that to stay in business. But sometimes your intention can be just to get an email. Sometimes your intention can be to show up in visibility. Sometimes your intention can be right here in Pillar 1, your intention could be to give it education, insights, to create authority and credibility for your brand. Sometimes your intention could be from Pillar 2, where you take people behind the scenes. Now your intention is for people to get to know you. Your intention is for people to get to know your why you do what you do. Sometimes your intention can be from Pillar 3. Sometimes your intention might be, I want to motivate my people. I want to help them keep going. So your intention needs to be there for everything you do, not just to get on a site to get on it. Pillar 4, Q&A. Your intention may be, I'm going to go live with this phone. You might say, I'm going to go live with this phone and I'm going to do a live for about 6 minutes or 5 minutes. What is your intention? Your intention is to let people see you. Your intention is to create visibility. Your intention is to let people get a feel for your brand. You see what I'm saying? Your intention may be in Pillar 5. You may want to make connections. And you humanize your brand. You let people know some things that are your hobbies or your interests. So now you humanize your brand. What do these things do? They lead to branding. They lead to growing your business, and they lead to impact and income. Now it's no longer about posting. Posting is not a strategy for growing a business. Okay, next slide. Now, the 3-day online marketing strategy that I talked to you about, I was like, okay, you don't have to be online every day anymore. I keep saying anymore because I've been doing this for 8 years and I keep up with the trends. A few years ago, you needed to be online every day, several times a day. It's not like that anymore. Okay. I like to say, and this is what I have with my team, have a pre-planning day. It could be 1 day a week. It could be a Zoom. It could be a phone call. If you have a team, if you don't have a team, do it by yourself. Okay. I didn't always have a team. Okay. And so you take 2 hours or so. Maybe it's a Saturday. Maybe it's a Sunday. Maybe it's you take 2 hours and you plan out your week. You plan out your week. And I always tell people, if you don't have 2 to 3 hours a week to devote to your business, do you really want to grow it? That's a question to think about. We're not that busy where we can devote 2 to 3 hours a week to growing our business. And I say, do you really want to grow it if you can't devote 2 to 3 hours? And so you, in your planning time, you may pick 4 topics for your post. That's a month's worth of topics. Okay, you may pick, because you can take each topic and break it down into each 3 days. You may do in your planning time, you say, okay, this is what I'm posting to LinkedIn. This is what I'm posting to Instagram. Maybe you're on those too. Or maybe you have a podcast, or maybe you have a YouTube. Not everything now, okay? But then you pick 2 to 3 days to devote to your business. You don't need to be online 7 days a week, but you do need to be at least 2 to 3 every week. Because you want to build your brand. You want to get on people's mind. You want to stay on top of their mind. And so you might say, I think I'm going to show up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those are mainly my days, but I have my assistant Sometimes we post Monday, Friday, but my main days are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I do exactly what I was telling you. Sometimes we do an education post. Sometimes we do an inspiration post. Sometimes we do a Q&A, but we always connect with people. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. But our main days are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday, no matter what. And life happens. Life happens. But sometimes we can skip or miss because I know life happens. But you don't want to go 3 weeks in a month without doing your social media or your online. And so you might want to use your content pillars that I talked about. You know, devoting a few hours a week for your marketing and branding is going to take your business to the next level. And I like to say, set aside 10 minutes for engagement where you're commenting and posting and commenting and messaging to some of your followers posts, right? All of this can be done in the 3 days. And get this, all of this can be done within an hour, especially with AI now. And if you plan 1 hour, 3 days a week, and sometimes it doesn't even need to be an hour. And that's how you stay consistent. And that's how you bring about success. Next client, please. Slide. So connect and build relationships. When we say connect, comment on people, message in LinkedIn. You know, don't just ask to connect in LinkedIn. Go to their page and say something. So I really like your page. I like your post on such and such. Make a good comment. Don't try to sell people. You know, build. You know, try to do 5 or 10 new connections a day. If you go out of your 3 days, if you go on Instagram, connect. And sometimes we're just trying to get more and more followers. What about the ones you have? You may have 25 followers. That's 25 people. I mean, can you imagine having 25 people that know, like, and trust you, and 3 or 4 of them buy your product this month? You've made some sales versus having 10,000 followers and nobody's buying anything. I'd rather have the 25 or the 100 or the 200 or the 250 who are buying things, 2 and 3 people who are becoming clients, versus saying, oh my gosh, I got 10,000 followers and nothing is happening. It's not about the numbers. Okay, next slide, please. So service first and sales next. What do you mean, Marsha, service first? Your content needs to speak to their pain points. Your content needs to give educational tips. Your content needs to speak to their challenges. Your content needs to speak to their desires. What do they want? That's service first. Like right now, UHV is giving you a service today. You guys are here for an hour. We're giving you a service on how to build your brand. Offer your value to your followers and subscribers, then make the sales. Because we do need to make sales. I know some people don't like to do sales, but how are you going to stay in business? You do need to ask for the sale at a certain point, but not at the beginning of the funnel. Okay, you got to drive people down the funnel before you can say, you know, what about trying out my product? I think these are ways that we can help you and things like that. Okay, but service first. Service could be you gave a webinar once a month, or you gave 2 a month. That's service. Are you putting out all of this great content, tips and tools? That's service. Or you got a lead magnet where they can download a PDF, a little booklet. That's service. I mean, that's service. And then you can ask them about buying your product or service. Okay, next slide, please. So I like to say, see how people are clapping. You want to have people like, oh my gosh, I love your content. They can't wait to hear your content. And you connect with 5 to 10 people 3 times a week. Now, that's 15 new engaged people a week. Or that's 30 engaged new people a week. See, you want to build up engaged numbers, not just numbers. So 15 new people a week who you've engaged with, you've built relationship with, those people can eventually become buyers versus just having a lot of numbers. 30 people that you've connected with, maybe on Instagram or on LinkedIn. Now there's 30 new people that week, which would be 120 people in a month. So if you're a coach or a consultant or a speaker, you get 120 new people in your community a month, and 5 people get your service. Now, if you're a coach or consultant, I know your services are at least $500 or more, and 5 people, that's pretty good. You see what I'm saying? That's how you build a brand and build a business, not based on a bunch of followers who are not engaging. All right, next slide, please. So as we kind of wrap up, your 4 are clarify, create. We talked about clarifying that message, to build a strong brand, it's all about giving value. It's not about sales. Branding is not about sales. Branding, then marketing and sales, okay? To build a strong brand, you do it through giving value. So then you clarify your message, you make it plain and clear. This is what you say. This is what our company can do for you. We do this for these people, and these are your results. This is very important. I hope you get this part. Clarify that message. It needs to be plain and clear. We do this for this group of people or this audience, and these are the results you get. Create content that speaks to your audience desires. What do they want? Where do they want to be? They want to go from A to B. Every business gets a client because of a desire. You guys are here because of a desire. You're here because you want to know how to build a brand. I'm hoping and grow your business. Everything starts with a desire. Create. So that's how you create. Connect. That's the third one we talked about, the 4 C's. Don't let social media be a one-way street. Connect with 5 to 10 people your 3 days. You don't have to be online 7 days. Your other 4, you go enjoy your life, do what you need to do because you got your life and everything. And lastly is closing or convert. Now you start to turn leads into buyers, okay? With a call, we're going to talk about that in our funnel. And that's the funnel, okay? You start with the clarify, you create, you connect, and you convert. That's the funnel. Next slide, please. So why would people buy from you? Why would they go down the funnel and buy from you now? Well, number one, they know you now. You've been showing up 3 days a week. They know you now. They like you. Oh, I like her content. I like her tips. I like his posts. I like what he's teaching. They like you. Now they trust you because you're consistent. People, it's hard to trust people. I know it is for me when they're inconsistent. I can't trust them if they're going to show up. So now they trust you. And so they feel that your offer, whether it's your products or your services, they feel it's the solution to their pain point. People will pay to get rid of the pain point. You know, if we have a vitamin, and I heard this analogy, if we have a vitamin problem, maybe or whatever vitamin, I need to take my vitamins. I may take them some days. I need to take my vitamin D some days. I will some. But if we wake up with an aspirin problem, we got a migraine, we looking fast for an aspirin. It's not, well, maybe, no, we looking fast to get rid of that. That is when people will pay. But you have to convince them through your content that you're the solution to their pain point. Next slide, please. So converting leads into buyers as we wrap up. So you say, Marsha, okay, great. I understand branding. I understand I need to clarify my message. I understand I need to figure out my audience, the content, the type of content I need to create and build connections. How do I get people down to the part where now I'm ready to kind of talk to them about maybe buying my product or service? Because now you've taken them down the funnel. They're more open to getting out that credit card. They are not open to getting out that credit card and they've never heard you. So now we're talking about converting leads into buyers. Okay, converting leads into buyers. A call is a great way. Like I have a 20-minute build your brand call. And people get on, they email me and say, Marsha, I'd love to get on a call with you. I know people that have discovery calls. I know people that have clarity calls. I know people that have all kinds of 20-minute call, 30-minute call. A call is a great way. Now, you don't have to pressure people to buy, but you can let them know these are ways I can help you. If they want to move their business to the next level, then they will invest, because a webinar gives information. And people, you can get information free all day long. You can get information from YouTube, information from Google, but implementation is when they need to pay you. And you need to I need to take all this information that you gave me and know how to implement it. Okay, so they get on a call and they tell you what they've been doing. And you say, this is how we can help you. A webinar is a great way to convert leads into buyers. You get on a webinar, they hear you on a webinar, they're like, wow, let me talk to this person to see if maybe we can work together. Offers, when you have offers that people can download, like I have lots of free offers on my my website, marshalynnhudson.com, trainings and courses. You got all of these things and people are like, man, if this is free, I can't wait to see how well I'm going to do if I pay. So they feel that your offer is the solution to their pain point. And some people will move to the next step and say, I'd like to work with you. And some people won't, and that's okay. And if you get these calls or you show up on webinar, they download your free guide or your free training or your free, I have a training on how to grow your email list from ground zero. You've given all of this. Then they want to talk with you to see how can we move forward, because now I want to take all of this information and I need to know how to implement a plan. Next slide, please. So this is how we convert leads. So as I wrap up, and I like to tell people, you don't need a lot of stuff. You don't need to you just don't need all these things. I was giving a webinar yesterday and I told the people there are two things that will steal our dreams and our realities and will cause us from getting to success. And they are procrastination and perfectionism. Two things that will keep you from building your dreams, turning your dreams into reality. Two things that will keep you from being successful 6 months down the road. Perfectionism, you're waiting till everything's perfect, everything's in order, everything, I have all of this stuff together, and you don't need to do that. You just do it. And procrastination. Well, I'm going to wait till after the holiday. Well, I'm going to wait till after this. Well, I'm going to wait till after that. Well, when this gets over, I'm going to wait till that. You will never build those dreams with those two. All you have to do is decide. All you have to do is decide. Like you guys decided today to come. All you have to do is decide. No more putting it off. You have to decide. Next slide, please. And so I want to thank you guys as we see if we have any questions in Q&A, but I want to thank you guys for coming today. And I told you stay to the end. I see a lot of you stay to the end. I have freebies. If you go to MarshaLynnHudson.com, these are ways that I can help you. I do have the brand call. I have a lot of free resources on branding and ebooks and guides. I don't pressure people into buying. I look at it as this way. If you want to move to the next level with your business, and you really do, and you don't want to do the same thing you did last year, but then you would decide if you want to move forward and do that. But other than that, you go and you get the free courses. You go and you download some free PDFs. You go and you download some of my guides or things. You get on a call and see what it is that you want to do. You may say, people say, well, how do I email you? And that's my email there, Marsha. You can take a screenshot, Marsha@MarshaLynnHudson.com. Some people like to text me. That's my text there. And other ways, you can go join subscribe to my YouTube and learn about branding. But everything's on MarshaLynnHudson.com. But the biggest thing I want you to know is you have to decide, and the same for me. And I'm a coach, and I have coaches that I've hired. Okay, I hired an Instagram coach because I just didn't know what to do, and I went on YouTube. I did everything, and I had all this information. But sometimes you just have to figure out what is it that you want, what's next for your business. And I think that you guys all have something that you want to do for your business because you came today, and I want to thank you for coming today. And it is my desire that you build your brand and build your business and build your bank account from these steps that we talked about today. It's not hard. It doesn't take a lot of your time. 3 days, 1 to 2 sites. Get a simple system and a winning mindset. And as I always say, the secret sauce to your success is not the algorithm. It's not Instagram, it's not Facebook, it's not LinkedIn. Those are good tools. But the secret sauce to your success is you. Thank you guys so much. If we have any questions, I can answer those now. Let me see what's
excellent. Y'all, how amazing was that? Perfection and procrastination. I feel like you were talking to me. I am going to, right? I'm going to throw our contact information up on your screen. So if you have not yet written down Marsha's information, you will absolutely get it in a link that has the entire recording. So don't fret. And I'm going to give everybody a moment for questions.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Marsha.
Lindsay, I'm looking at it. Okay, sorry. I'm looking in the chat, and I can totally relate. And I see people saying too busy, stuck, I feel too busy, all of the above, busy. And that's a really big one for not building a brand, too busy. And I love that because now you don't need to be on every site, and you only need to pick 3 days a week, and you can fit that into your busy life and become unstuck.
Absolutely. So I don't see anything in the chat. Let's see. So again, on your screen
Oh,
is
I'm
contact information for our SBDC. You can primarily find us on Facebook and LinkedIn. So check us out there and hit those follow buttons. Like I said earlier, you're going to be emailed a link of the recording as well as a survey. Please fill out the survey so we can gauge what you loved, what you didn't love, information about today's presentation, and really what topics you want to see in the future. I believe we have one question. Let's see. Oh, it's a comment. It says,
and
instead of
we should see.
saying I'm too busy, try saying it's not important to me. Gets me every time.
I like that comment. I try to tell myself that too. I say, okay, when I don't feel like it, I'm like, Marcia, do you want to build your business? But we want to, if you said what kind of webinars what they like, and we were talking about how to create an ebook. So if you guys thinking that's something you like, put it in the chat. We were thinking about how to create an ebook, maybe giving a webinar on that in the new year, how to create an online mini course. So if that's something you guys are interested in, drop that in the chat while I'm looking on that.
And it looks like we have a question. It says, what if you have another job, but you're trying to start another brand?
Oh, that is such a good question. So is the person saying he or she works on a regular job but want to start their side business?
I believe so.
Is
That's
that
how
what
I'm
the person?
reading it. Yes, yes, we have a
Okay.
confirmation.
So
Yes.
I know all about this because I taught at the college for 22 years and ran my business on the side. Okay. And what I did was I had times that I knew I had to be in class. Most days I was in class, well, Monday through Friday, and I taught online. I had times where I would block and I say, okay, class from 8 to 1. And then I would put work grading papers from this to this. But then I would have times, sometimes it would be late at night, sometimes it would be weekends. I couldn't go everywhere that people wanted me to go. I would have times to build my business, especially when I started this social media and branding. I had to spend time learning. I had to spend time reaching out to people. So the best way that I did that for years, and now I'm doing my business full time, is I had time blocks. I had time where I had to work at the college. I had time where I had to grade papers. And then I had time for my business where I had to do some learning. I had time where I had to create things. And so it took, sometimes it was late at night. Sometimes it was all day on Saturday. Sometimes it was Sunday evening. It was on the side. So all I had was on the side time. And it's a lot because you're working and you're trying to build a business on the side. Now, one thing I didn't do is I couldn't go and do everything. Like people were like, let's go here on a Saturday. I couldn't do that. I was trying to build a business. Or let's go here on Sunday. I couldn't do that. I knew I had to put in time to figure out how to build my brand, how to figure out social media, how to set up this. When am I going to do this? So it was all about, and it's still like that for me, time blocking. But you do want to put little times for your family. You do want to put times for yourself, self-care. You do, but they're small. Like if I go out to eat with somebody, I tell them I only have 1 hour. I mean, it's true because you're trying to build a brand. Now, when you start making your 7 and 8 figures, you can adjust that. But that's how I did it. I just had a mindset as to say, I'm going to build this thing and I'm working and I'm just going to have to bring in my extra time and work on my business. And that was like 3 to 4 hours a week. You find those 3 to 4 hours in your schedule and it can be 30 minutes this time and let those be devoted to your side business.
Very good. Let's see, we have another question. How do you recommend networking and talking to clients if you're shy? I always get stumbled when I'm trying to introduce myself or pitch my stuff, and maybe it's a lack of confidence.
Oh, I love that. Because I meet so many people, and some of us are, we're shy. I think, well, if you get that transformation statement down, that's a great way to introduce yourself at a networking function. Because sometimes we go to networking functions and we're thinking, I'm trying to get clients, but that's really not what a networking function is about. It's about making connections. So let's say you go to a networking function or whatever, and somebody comes up, and usually people are like, hi, what do you do? I don't really say that. I just start a conversation with people. You know, I might talk about the weather. I might say, well, what did you do for the holiday or whatever? And so I go into a conversation, and then I might say, and they do want to know what I do. And so I tell them, well, what I do is I help entrepreneurs and I help business owners build their brands, and I help them grow their business with social media. And then people start saying, oh, so I use that transformation statement as a pitch or elevator pitch. I use that transformation because remember, it's not about what I do. It's about the results that I can do for you. So I'm not just going to say I'm a brand and marketing strategist. I'm a leadership trainer. No, I'm going to say, oh, what I do is I help entrepreneurs like you grow their brand, and I help you build your business and increase your impact and income. So what have you been doing with your brand? And we get into that. And so now I've introduced myself as a person who can help them if that's something they want, which I'm sure everybody, build a brand and learn social media. So that transformation statement that you're going to create that I talked about at the beginning, where you put what you do, who you do it for, the results you get, that's a great way, and practice it and memorize it. That's a great way to introduce yourself, kind of break the ice and kind of get over being a little shy, because I get that. That transformation statement is a good gateway. So create that statement, practice it, memorize it, and just be down to earth with that statement when you go to connect with people. Just think about a more networking function as meeting like-minded people who are on the same journey that you are. They just want to grow their business. They want to have financial freedom. They want to have lifestyle freedom. And just think of it like that. Have regular conversations. We don't realize that followers are people. And sometimes we don't realize that we go to network and these are just, they're people. They have businesses, but they have families, they have kids, they like to travel. They're people. Talk to them like they're people.
Excellent. So good. I love it. I don't see any more questions in the chat or the Q&A, so we will go ahead and wrap up. I am so glad that everybody was able to join us today, and I hope you were able to leave with several nuggets of information. So wonderful, as usual. So I hope everybody has a great day. If you are in Southeast Texas, stay dry, stay safe, and we hope to see you in our future events. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. And thank you all for coming. Have a great day.
Thank you.